नमस्कार, मेरा नाम है Seshu Chira. I am Seshu Chira. So I am from Hamska Academy. I started this academy on the name of my daughter. She is just 1.5 years old. She's very young. So I want to have something to be done on her name. So as I am a teacher, I have 13 years of experience and I have corrected the CBSE board papers also. So I know how it is important for a child to understand a topic so in depth, so clearly, so that he will be able to write as per the expectations of CBSE norms. That's why I started my channel. Initially, I thought of doing it only through PPTs, but I thought it is not so effective because on this lockdown period, let me have an interaction with the children. So whoever watches it can have one-on-one interaction with me and can see me, can relate the points, and also can follow it clearly. In case if you have any doubts, you can definitely reach out to me in the comment section so that we can clarify all your doubts. As we go ahead in this platform, I would like to get some Google form, some question answer tips, and also something where you can have a bunch of resources for you. Once you finish watching the lesson related videos, definitely you can go through the resources. I will share the links in the description in the coming weeks as I am doing it initially. So I am coming one by one because teachers are not so technically advanced. So we need to learn certain things and then we come ahead. So today I am going to discuss with you the topic that is constitutional design. This is the topic what we are going to discuss today, the constitutional design. This is grade 9, second chapter in civics, constitutional design. So before we go into the details of the lesson, let us go and check the learning objectives of this one. Let me share the PPT with you. Yeah. So the constitutional design is the name of the chapter, what we are going to look at today. So the learning objectives of this chapter will be, like students will be able to explain what is the policy of apartheid. After you learn this topic, you will be able to explain what is apartheid. You should be able to define that policy. Then you will be able to define about the South Africa's struggle against the white minority government. Then we also will go ahead to discuss what is the need of the constitution. Then analyze the views expressed by the constitution makers of that time, and then critically examine the philosophy of the Indian constitution, and then we move on to the last, that is institutional design. So we will be discussing all these 5 key objectives in this chapter. After you finish this chapter, you should be ready to explain what is apartheid, how did South Africa led its independence struggle, who led it from the forefront, describe the need of the constitution, express the views of the constitution makers in making Indian constitution, the guiding values and philosophy of the Indian constitution, and also the institutional design of the Indian constitution. Now what are the subtopics and how we are going to deal in this lesson is, the subtopic 1, you can see here, the democratic constitution in South Africa. So how did South Africa get into democratic constitution, or how did it form itself into a democratic country? From a non-democratic country to a democratic country, the journey, the transformation will be discussed in the first video. Then in the next session of the video, we will be discussing about why do we need a constitution? What is the importance of a constitution? What is the purpose of a constitution? Then we move on to understand in the third video the making of an Indian constitution. In the fourth we'll discuss the guiding values of the Indian Constitution, and in the fifth, we'll discuss the philosophy of the Indian Constitution, and last, we'll discuss the institutional design. So we may have 6 to 8 videos which are made. I would like to make short videos so that it will be easy for you people to watch and understand concept wise. So each concept wise, I'll give you a video. Please do consider subscription. Thank you. Let's jump into the learning of the topic. So let us see here the democratic constitution in South Africa. This is the first subtopic what we have. So Nelson Mandela expresses his views in these 3 statements. First, I have fought against the white domination. He struggled to fight against the white domination. For that, he has to pay a large price. He has been imprisoned in a dreaded prison for 28 years. That is literally 28 years he has spent in his life in jail. Then he also fought with the black domination because he don't want the blacks to dominate the whites. So he tried to convince them. And then he had cherished the ideal. He want to bring the African society into a great deal. That is the democratic constitution and a free society. So he wants the South Africans to have a democratic setup and also all people free and enjoy their lives. So they can live in harmony and with equal opportunities. So this looks ideal at that point of time because they are facing discrimination and the blacks are treated as inferior, the Indians are called as colored, while the whites are considered as superior to the blacks and the colored. So he said that I hope this will be achieved during my lifetime, but if it is not able to be achieved and if it needs me to sacrifice, I am ready to die. Such a great individual he is. He is ready to sacrifice his life for the sake of benefit of the country. So that is the greatness of Nelson Mandela. So this was Nelson Mandela on the left hand side. Is being tried on the charges of treason by the white South African government. So the white South African government, when he raised this kind of questions and ideals, they arrested him and kept him in jail in 1964. Along with him, 7 other of his friends were sent to jail, and the charges are treason. The apartheid regime in his country sentenced him for 28 long years of jail. So that's how the punishments were there during that period of time. What is apartheid? Let us check what is apartheid. Apartheid was the name of a social racial discrimination or a system of racial discrimination unique to South Africa. So apartheid system is found only in South Africa. That is one point. It is a system, it's a name given to a system where you have racial discrimination. Basing on the color of your skin, they will discriminate you. That is called apartheid system. It is one of its kind and it is found only in South Africa. Who did this discrimination in South Africa? It is not the native South Africans, but it is the Europeans who came and settled in South Africa. So they used to have boards like this to warn the people that native Indians, colored, if you enter these premises at night, you will be listed as missing. Armed guards can shoot you. On sight, savage dogs devour the corpse. So you see, they literally did not respect any others other than themselves. They feel the others all are inferior people. During the 17th and the 18th centuries, the trading companies from Europe came with arms and force, and they occupied it as they occupied it in India. So they occupied South Africa in the same way they occupied India also. But unlike India, there's a difference between India and South Africa. Unlike India, in India we don't have most of the white people settling in India. But here in South Africa, most of the white people settled there and also became local rulers of that particular region. So this system of apartheid divided the people and labeled them basing on their skin color. So these people, now the whites got settled here. Earlier only South Africans were there and few Indians were there who are sent by the Britishers to work there. So South Africans are natively a little bit dark colored people and Indians are a bit bright, so they are colored people, and the Europeans are completely white colored, so they call themselves as superior and they brought the division. You can see here the whites treated all the other non-whites as inferiors. They used to treat all the non-whites as inferiors. The non-whites did not have any voting rights at all. So within the whites, they used to conduct the elections. Only the whites will contest. Only the whites will win. Only the whites will form the government. What kind of government is this? You are a foreigner in South Africa. You came here. You settled here. And you people are around, say, let us say 1,000 people. You 1,000 people will conduct elections within yourself. You will choose the government and you will form the government and you will make laws which all the other rest of the people have to follow. What kind of justice is this? That's why it is called white minority government. And they also have forbidden from living in the white areas. They could not work in the white people's area without their permission. They could not even enter there. They could not travel in the trains, the buses, the taxis, the hotels, hospitals, schools, colleges, anywhere, beaches, theaters, halls, everywhere, even the churches. They have separate black churches, white churches. Where the whites are going to the church, their blacks should not go there. That strict it is. So that's how the discrimination was there. The native people of South Africa are black in color. As I told you, the color is black. So they were made up of 3/4 of the population, and these people are labeled as black. And besides this, there are two groups. One is the colored group. The people, those who migrated from India, are called as colored group. So in this part of this slide, we discussed that there is a system called apartheid. What is the meaning of the system apartheid? Apartheid was a name of a system. It is a name, it is a title given to racial discrimination. The racial discrimination, discriminating people basing on the color of the skin, which is only uniquely found in South Africa. Who did this discrimination? Who followed the apartheid policy? The Europeans who settled in South Africa followed this apartheid policy. During which centuries they followed? During 17th and 18th centuries they followed this one. They came, occupied here and followed this. How did they feel about themselves? They feel that they are the superiors and all the non-whites are inferiors. That's how they used to feel about themselves. Struggle against apartheid. How did the struggle go against apartheid? So let us see that one. Apartheid was the name of the system. What we have seen, that racial discrimination is being followed uniquely in South Africa, where the white Europeans imposed the system on South Africa. So I read the banner also to make sure that you know how they are treated. There are large number of whites living here in South Africa and emerged as local rulers. Then in 1950, the blacks, colored Indians fought against the apartheid system and they launched the protest marches and strikes. So first in 1950, they launched this one. So many sensitive whites, the whites, those who know that this policy is wrong, we cannot judge any person basing on the color of the skin. So they also joined the agitation. So they all came together and joined ANC, African National Congress, ANC in short. As in India, we have Indian National Congress. In Africa, we have African National Congress, which came into existence in 1950. They all came together and formed the umbrella organization. So ANC became the umbrella organization under which all the whites, sensitive whites, the Indians, the colored Indians, the blacks, all people came together and started to fight with the minority government. Many countries have denounced the apartheid as an unjust practice which has been followed in South Africa. Many other countries in Europe, in Asia, criticized the settled Europeans to change their policy. The policy what you are following is not right. Please do change your policy. But they did not listen to them. What did they do? They controlled, they detained the people those are fighting, they tortured them, and they killed many thousands of blacks. And even Nelson Mandela has been arrested and imprisoned for 28 long years. They used to have separate toilets, public toilets also, for blacks and whites separately, which this policy is known as segregation. We are segregating them. They were together living in one country, but they are segregated because of the color of the skin. So the African National Congress was the umbrella organization that led the entire struggle against the policies of segregation. So this included many political leaders, workers' unions, Communist Party members, sensitive whites, Indians, and all the native Africans. During the 17th and the 18th centuries, the trading companies, when they came with war, weapons, equipment, and everything. That's why they could not resist them at that particular point of time. So even the church places, the places where we worship God, there also there are discriminations. You cannot enter into a white man's church by the black or a Negro. So there are separate churches. So there was a terrible treatment, terrible, literally horrible treatment to the people. The African people, South African people especially, in their own country, they are treated as second-rated people because the skin color is black. I don't know what kind of logic is this. So in this part, we discussed how the apartheid policy reached to the core and people got frustrated and they started to raise their voices and start asking questions, start doing the marches, protests, agitations. So there is an umbrella organization called ANC, full form African National Congress. Why the white people are able to take control of the South Africa? Because initially when they came for trade, they came with arms and forces, which South Africa was not having at that point of time. So they could easily occupy it as they occupied India. But this policy is not right. What is that policy? Apartheid policy. We'll discuss in the next session of the video. Another video lecture will be made towards a new constitution. So stay tuned for the next video. We'll show you how a new constitution was made. Please consider subscription of my channel and help me to reach large number of people. Please subscribe and share it to as many people as possible. My dear students, I want to reach to large number of people, so please share it. And if you have any doubts, please reach out to me in the form of comments and give me 48 hours time so that I can revert back with a clear answer for you. Thank you very much for watching my video lecture. Bye bye. We'll catch you in the next session.